For this video, I wanted to talk about, sorry. I wanted to talk about first love and first love lost. Now, this is a topic that I think people with borderline personality disorder can really relate to. Well, anybody can relate to it, but what I'm going to be saying specifically, I think people with BPD can really relate to it. So basically I'm going to be talking about my experiences like I always do. And right now I'm in a relationship and I'm very happy with it. And I love the man that I'm with very much. So I do not want you guys to get any confusion on that, because I do love him and I am in a happy relationship right now. Of course there are problems in the relationship, like every relationship, but that's another story, which I think I've talked about in previous videos. But anyways, I think breakups are really damaging for people, especially for people that have borderline personality disorder. I don't know. Okay, but my first real relationship, if you guys look back to my previous videos on I think there's a video called Adventures in Niagara Falls, and that was me and my first love in that video that I never deleted because I didn't really see the point in deleting it, because they're memories and I think they should be there. Besides that, that was my first love, and his name was Rajit, and I still get emotional when I think of him and when I talk about him, but it's not necessarily because it's him, it's the idea of him, you know what I mean? We were together for 2 years, so we had already decided that we'd be together forever, and he kind of, I guess, promised me we'd be together forever, and I promised him, and I thought that we would be together forever. Now, as it turns out, I'm glad that we're not together anymore, because I think I was trapped in that relationship, as was he. But the point is, I want to talk about how that impacted me, and I think that impacted me in a way where I'm much less likely to open up, and when I'm in a relationship, when I'm in a relationship with someone, I'm much more less likely to kind of get rid of my guards. You know what I mean? Like, my guard is always up because of that, because I was hurt so bad, and that breakup was something that I can't explain. But when we broke up, and we had been on again, off again for a while, so when I realized that we were finally done forever, it hit me like worse than death. And I'm not trying to offend anybody with what I'm saying, but basically it was like I couldn't breathe. And my heart ached every day for fucking, I don't even know, 7 months. But it's been 2 years since we broke up, and I can honestly say that I'm in a happy relationship and everything is okay. But I still cannot talk about it easily because it is very hard. And I want people to know that if it's been like 2 years or 4 years or 5 years or 6 years and so on since you've broken up with someone, or have someone broken up with you, and you are still hurting, that's normal. I think that's completely normal, especially if you have borderline personality disorder, because it's hard to be attached to someone so much and then just have them all of a sudden gone. You know what I mean? It's like, it is like death. It's like someone died And I never got closure with my ex-boyfriend. We never said goodbye face to face because he broke up with me over the phone. So every time I'm on the subway and I pass the station that he lives at, I've never gotten off at that station since we've been together. Because I don't want to go to that station ever again. If you live in Toronto, you know what I'm talking about. And you know, every now and then a sad song will come on, and it will kind of, those memories and those feelings and those emotions will come back to you, and it's like, it's almost like you relive the heartbreak all over again. And I think that's what it means to have your heart broken, is that you're going to relive it again and again and again. And you're going to remember it. And you're always going to remember your first love. And it's never going to go away. And that sucks. But I think for me, like, looking on the bright side, I learned a lot from that relationship. I learned a lot from him and from myself, and what I can tolerate and what I can't tolerate, and what qualities and things that I have to work on. But this subject is really, like, hard to talk about, because when you tell someone, hey, it's gonna get better, and their heart's completely broken, you know, they're not gonna believe you. So half of you watching this are gonna be like, yeah, okay, Sarah, okay, yeah, it's gonna get better eventually, but I'm still gonna remember, but this pain is gonna subside. Yeah, right. But the pain will subside, because time heals all. And I know that's corny and cliche to say, but I truly believe that time heals all. And the first couple months after we broke up, I was a complete wreck. I mean, I don't even know how I survived. I think I did a lot of writing in my diary. And probably YouTube vlogging. I don't even know. I probably didn't even feel like YouTube vlogging at that point, because I was not motivated to do anything. But the point is, I'm still here. And I'm alive. And I'm happy where I am right now. But I want you to know that it does get better. It gets better. No, but it does get better. With time, your heartbreak will subside. I don't think, like, in my opinion, it will never go away. Because, like I said, you will always remember your first love. You will always remember those relationships that you were in, that you were so close to that person that you couldn't live without them. But there is a point where that you reach that you kind of think, well, you know what, I've gotten this far by myself that I don't have to have him or her with me by my side. I can continue on myself. And I think once you find that inner strength within yourself, it feels so much better. And you know, I know it sounds really corny and stupid or whatever, but self-love, I think, is the best love out there. Because if you love yourself and you respect yourself, then you can get through anything. It's taken me a long time to realize that, and I probably don't love myself as much as I should, but I think I do have a certain respect for myself where I can get through certain painful obstacles in my life. And anyone with borderline personality disorder should relate to the feeling of, I hate myself. Or anyone with depression, or anyone with any mental illness should relate to the feeling of, I hate myself. That was my cat's fur. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you love yourself, then everything is so much better. It's so much better. And you know, I haven't cut myself or self-harmed or anything in 3 months. And I do get urges to do it. I'm not trying to pretend that I don't. I do. But every time I feel like cutting, I think to myself, how am I going to feel 2 days after I cut, am I going to feel happy about the new scars on my arm or my leg or wherever? No, I'm not going to feel happy. I'm going to feel like I failed at trying to do something that I want to do, which is to stop hurting myself. Because I have tried, and I think I have some self-respect. And if you can do that, if you can even like look at yourself in the mirror every day and say one positive thing about yourself. Like, oh, my hair looks good today. My makeup looks good today. My teeth look good today. Anything positive about yourself that you can think of, say it to yourself out loud, because it makes a difference. And you know, this is coming from someone who has gone through, well, I'm still going through, obviously, depression, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, OCD, everything. And for someone whose mom has gone through manic depression and who is still going through it, I find that if you love yourself and if you have self-worth, you really can get through it. And with romantic relationships, I know it's hard when you break up, but there is hope. There's always going to be hope. And no matter what you do, you will get through it. I promise. And I honestly wish that anyone who's going through heartbreak, despair, that I could just be there in person with you guys. Because it hurts so much. It really does. But do you want to live this life? Or do you want to be nothing and just disintegrate? I feel like this life is worth living, and you have a right to live happily. And I don't think anybody should stop you from doing that. And you shouldn't stop yourself from doing that. I'm really glad that I opened up more in this video, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying.